Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Erik Voss, and WandaVision, still set to scramble our brains with multiverse witchcraft later this year, has revealed what could be its biggest update yet. Reports that Evan Peters might be playing a mystery role in the series. Well, Peters, of course, played the mutant Quicksilver in the X-Men movies, Days of Future Past, Apocalypse, and Dark Phoenix last year. Remember that? Which were all in the Fox Marvel movie universe. In the comics, Quicksilver, Peter, or Pietro Maximoff, and his sister, Wanda Maximoff, Scarlet Witch, are the children of Magneto. Now, the Marvel Cinematic Universe introduced their version of Pietro Maximoff, Aaron Taylor Johnson, and immediately killed him off in Avengers Age of Ultron, all while sidestepping that mutant and Magneto connection to avoid legal issues with Fox at the time, which was then a separate studio with their own Quicksilver. But that is no longer the case. Disney owns Fox and all of its Marvel mutant properties, and we've just been waiting to learn how exactly Kevin Feige and the MCU will reintroduce the mutants, via rebooting them, or quietly merging them, pretending Deadpool was in the background the whole time, or by going a crazy multiverse route. And this news might be proof that they're doing just that. Now, it is not yet confirmed that Evan Peters is playing Quicksilver specifically. The sources I've seen suggest his role may be a smaller one in WandaVision, and that he was just merely spotted on the set for the show. Some have also speculated that Evan Peters could be playing an adult version of Wanda's son, the mutant Speed, or that if they wanted Quicksilver to factor into the show's plot, they would just resurrect the Aaron Taylor Johnson version the way they've resurrected Paul Bettany's Vision. But I don't think that's necessarily true. Like, the MCU may plan to introduce Speed, but they'll probably do it with a younger actor for future Young Avengers stories. Probably wouldn't cast another actor famous for playing a speedster. Peters' casting feels deliberate to me, because if he weren't playing X-Men's Quicksilver, why include him at all in a Marvel superhero story with the title character being this character's sister? Now, sure, Evan Peters is a very nimble actor. He can play all kinds of roles, but so are dozens of other actors that they could go with that wouldn't confuse the shit out of people. Peters is best known and most valuable to the studio as Quicksilver, which was one of the few elements from the later X-Men films that Fox Marvel actually pulled off better than the MCU did. And a role that he played as recently as last year, though he was barely in Dark Phoenix and not a whole lot of people saw it. But still, running through that kitchen in Days of Future Past remains Evan Peters' biggest on-screen moment of his career. It'd be like hearing a rumor that Hugh Jackman was playing a small role in the New Mutants and arguing, oh, that doesn't mean he has to be Wolverine. He could be a gardener. I mean, sure, Hugh Jackman would act the hell out of a gardener, but he's f***ing Wolverine. Those hedges are getting trimmed with adamantium. Shit! You don't cast an actor famous for a role in an adjacent property for a role anyone could play. It's WandaVision. Quicksilver is Wanda Maximoff's brother. His MCU counterpart, dead. And this story appears to be about Wanda's unstable grip on reality. While Aaron Taylor Johnson could play a resurrected Quicksilver, I don't think the Quicksilver role would simply be a matter of resurrecting a dead brother. The show is about opening the doors to the multiverse. WandaVision's gonna break down the walls of reality. Evan Peters' Quicksilver, if true, is a sign that WandaVision intends to cross over the MCU into other previously separate film franchises to retcon them into the MCU multiverse. Everything we know about WandaVision is pointing in this direction. Clues in the promo footage have pointed to Wanda's pregnancy and children, Billy Kaplan Wiccan and Tommy Shepard Speed, signaling to many that WandaVision will indeed adapt the House of M storyline from the comics, in which Wanda resets reality again and again, trying to preserve her hypothetical children and eventually all of reality with and without mutants. We have speculated that this could manifest as genre flipping across various sitcom-themed realities, or even Wanda performing a Bewitched-style blink, resetting the MCU with mutant friends. But again, assuming Evan Peters is playing Quicksilver, even a brief one-episode cameo would tell us that WandaVision's multiverse will be a meta gateway for the MCU, retconning past alternate franchises as parallel universes. I got a theory for how this could work. There's a lot to break down here. Sometimes I can run out of gas when I'm trying to sift through all these details. One way I keep the juices flowing is with some help from Bang Energy! Every can of Bang is 16 ounces. It contains 300 milligrams of caffeine, it's sugar-free, and has 0 calories. Yet it tastes great. There's over 20 different flavors to choose from. One of those great flavors is Birthday Cake Bash. Birthday cake is great. Why can't everything just be cake flavored? Steak, cake flavored. Pizza, cake flavored. Nachos, cake flavored. Pie, cake flavored. I guess it's just cake. Look, there are mornings when I was up late the night before writing a full movie breakdown. I'm really dragging. A can of Bang Energy helps pick me up so that I can just like power through the rest of what I gotta do. Check out Bang on Instagram. You can get 25% off your order at bang-energy.com when you use the code NewRockstars25. There you can buy cans of Bang Energy, including their sweet tea and keto coffee flavors. You can also get clothing, fitness supplements, all kinds of stuff to be your best Bang self. There are 0 artificial colors in this thing. They also got a beverage that's called Stoked. It has a broad spectrum hemp extract if you're down for that. Thanks again to Bang Energy for sponsoring this video. Get 25% off at bang-energy.com using the code NewRockstars25. Okay, imagine WandaVision introducing Wanda Maximoff in a state of mental distress after the losses of her brother Pietro and her lover Vision. Her breakdown triggers her psionic powers that she used to project illusions on the Avengers and Age of Ultron, but inside her mind this time, causing her to flicker through realities, similar to Doctor Strange's multiverse acid trip, or even the trippy collider imagery from Into the Spider-Verse. Vision lives on in her mind as a projection, since her powers were derived from the Mind Stone, and it was that link that allowed her to destroy the Mind Stone in Vision's head in Infinity War. So Ghost Vision tries to help Wanda stabilize her mind, reminding her what normal reality looks like, first using TV sitcom tropes, but then that pop culture thought train jumps the tracks into another parallel dimension. Like, for example, Wanda could wake up in a dark, haunted psychiatric facility, which she discovers is the Ravencroft Institute, the place where the New Mutants are trapped. I'm not saying those actors will appear in WandaVision, but if it's the same setting, it would link the cinematic universes. But next, her consciousness drifts into Josie's bar from the Netflix Defenders universe. Further down on the bar, Nelson and Murdoch are trying to convince a new defense attorney to join their firm, Jennifer Walters' She-Hulk. And then finally, Wanda's consciousness drifts to the halls of the X-Mansion, where she briefly crosses paths with an alternate version of her brother, who gives her the strangest look as he's running in slow motion past her. Now, this wouldn't necessarily mean Evan Peters' Quicksilver would drift with Wanda back into the MCU reality. Could be as fast as Quicksilver's brief cameo in Deadpool 2, but it would be just enough of a signal to viewers that the previously separate cinematic universes are now connected in a multiverse. And it would leave the door open for Wanda's mental breakdown to collapse all these parallel realities into one, and dragging certain mutants from the Fox Marvel universe into the MCU, like Deadpool, maybe Quicksilver, maybe Colossus. And it would establish that counterparts in alternate realities look different from how they would look in the MCU, because Evan Peters and Aaron Taylor Johnson, different facial structures there, right? And it would justify other mutants like Wolverine being cast as an actor who's not Hugh Jackman. It's just Wolverine in another reality was Hugh Jackman. This one, it's Henry Cavill, Keanu Reeves, whoever we want. Complicated? A bit. But it's no less complicated than DC's Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover event, or any given episode of Rick and Morty. See, multiverse logic these days has really been the norm ever since we diverged into the darkest timeline back in 2015 or 2011, whenever Sinbad went back in time to rename the Berenstain Bears. The point is, be very vigilant of casting news for any of these X-Men associated actors in MCU projects, because it could tell us which of the Fox X-Men get rescued by Wanda Maximoff's supermarket sweep through the multiverse, and which of them will be forced to consider their final chapter Dark Phoenix. And be sure to watch the upcoming episode of Rogue Theory, in which I'll expand this theory to further explain how WandaVision and the multiverse could be used to save Daredevil and bring in Charlie Cox, Matt Murdock into the MCU. Now, I know the Netflix Defenders verse is kinda MCU, but we need to get this guy in the Kevin Feige PGA MCU proper, where Avengers Tower is allowed to appear in the background. Join our future MCU watch-alongs on Discord by becoming a patron at patreon.com/newrockstars, and be sure to vote in our poll for our next rewatch series, which you can get a greater say in as a patron. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at EA Voss, follow New Rockstars, and hit that subscribe button for breakdowns of everything you love. Thanks for watching, bye.